Everybody, have our final session right now, and that is going to be all about how to run sold out wellness give back retreats. So you're in for such a treat here with Valerie Price and I. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Val before we dive in here.
Valerie Price is a certified health and life coach. She is passionate about wellness and personal development, which has enabled her to facilitate wellness retreats around the world. Building community is central to each unique retreat experience, and it is of the utmost importance to Val. Her vision is to help others be inspired and live their best lives now. Her drive for helping others and giving back on a global scale has led her to do meaningful work on retreats with adults and teaching kids mindfulness and meditation techniques.
Most of you wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Val. Why is that? That's because, well, not on this planet, but just at this summit. And that's because a long, long time ago, back in probably 2012 or something, 13 it had to be, because she heard me on the radio. She was sitting in her home in San Francisco and she was listening to Hay House Radio, and she heard this woman, Jennifer Gray's To the Future Self meditation. And she quickly enrolled into the training and took the Clarity Catalyst, the very first one I ever gave online. Everything from then had just been in person in Miami, and a friendship was formed. Val went on to do Directing Your Destiny, Clarity Catalyst. She started coming on retreats. And one retreat in particular, I remember her first retreat with me, she always heard my students say, "Don't quit your day job." Well, she showed up to this retreat and she said, "Well, I quit my day job." And I said, "What?" And she said, "I couldn't miss this retreat. I followed my intuition." And I said, "All right, we got to manifest you the best job ever." And then she went home, and very quickly after, somebody reached out to her from HCI. And she went over to HCI and had an incredible career there. And while she was there, all she kept telling them is, "We need to bring in Jennifer Grace." For 3 years, we need to bring in Jennifer Grace. She's my mentor. She's my teacher. At that point, we had started running retreats together. You see, my students become my colleagues. Esgy was first my student. Val was my student. So many of the people that I work with and play with. Darlene was first my student, then become my co-collaborators. And she said, "Let's bring her in." She never gave up. Finally, they brought me in. As you all know, I became the in-house wellness mindset coach for the employees. And then they said, "Please, please, please, can you give Clarity Catalyst to your students?" And of course, I wanted to. And that's how all of you came here. So we all owe it to you, Val, to bringing a lot of this community together. I'm so grateful for you quitting your day job and following your intuition. But she's certified in everything under the sun. We could go through her resume. It's pretty unbelievable. She has way more coaching certifications than I could ever have. And she's amazing. She's been leading retreats all over the world, side by side with me and some other people that she's led retreat with, Pamela Jones. And she's just so heart-based. She does a lot of give back. She foster cares dogs all the time. She's an incredible human being that I love more than anything in this world. And I'm really glad that the video didn't work, because I think this was the intro that I needed to give you. So let's welcome Valerie Price.
Thank you so much, Jen. I mean, just thank you for the opportunity. And it's been my dream to run retreats, travel the world. And I feel that it's so needed. And I would love for everyone to do the same. you know, we all have a dream. We all want to travel. Well, who wants to travel? Like who wants
Yes,
to?
who wants to travel and lead retreats? I'm curious to know. Where do you guys want to go? What's your like number one place you all want to lead a retreat? Italy, Bali, Croatia, Iceland, Costa Rica,
Greece,
France, South Africa, Turkey, Japan, Greece. Amazing. Well, that's what we're going to share with all of you today. I'm going to kind of pull back the curtain of the retreats that Val and I have run together and just let you know, what it was like to put them together. And really even the thing that we're both so passionate about is the give back model, where we figure out a cause that we want to give back to, and then we travel to that place. And then we either raise money or do a day of service. And we don't do all of our retreats that way. And the reason why, I would like them all to be give back retreats, but a lot of times we are doing fundraising. And if you do too many a year, we're hitting up a lot of the same people, right? Uncle Bob's like, I already gave you money. Okay, call me next year. So it's better to kind of, because we have so many repeat clients that just keep coming back again and again and again on our retreats. So there's a lot of times the same people coming on the retreats with us because now they know they're going to have a phenomenal time. And you just want to be mindful of how much money you're asking. So I know that we're going to be doing some give back retreats this year, and they don't always have to require raising money. It also can just be to go and do a day of service, which was something that we did in the Philippines where Valerie is from, but we're going to get to that. So here's a little look inside of some of the retreats. I had to put this one because this was my very first retreat. This is actually before I met Val. This is pre-PV, pre-Val, but this is on 1/11/11. And I ran it with Pamela Jones, who Val also runs retreats with. She's amazing. And we had absolutely no idea what we were doing. We booked, 10 rooms or 15 rooms, and we didn't even have the money for the contract. I convinced the woman to just give me 30 days. And she did, believe it or not, at Enchantment Resort, the #1 spa destination in the country. I must have been very enrolling when I was talking to her. I also was doing it. It was on 11/11. So it's not their high season. So I think she really thought I could pull it off. But I said, I just need you to partner with me on this, Gianna, and give me 30 days to see if I can sell this. I don't have the money for the deposit. I can't believe it. She said yes. So there we were. There were 17 women on that retreat. Not all of them paid full price. I had about half of them going for cost. And that was a strategy that I did in the very beginning of my retreat business. Because guess what? All of those women, especially the one that went for cost, were very grateful. They were taking tons of photos, putting it all on Facebook. I don't think we had Instagram at the time, and just sharing, and then what we did, we just said, we're going to do the same retreat, in 6 months from now. And then they had all told their friends, and then we just went back and everybody paid full price. But we wanted to start building our retreat community. So that was a really good technique. And this is at Enchantment Resort in Sedona, Arizona. It is absolutely an epic destination. There's a little birdie that may be telling me we might be going back there this year. I haven't fully released our retreat schedule yet, but things are percolating. So that was our very first retreat. And literally, I had no idea what I was doing. Pam had no idea what she was doing, but we were smart enough to bring in some really incredible facilitators that were local in Sedona. We brought in this woman, Anahata. She did opening ceremony with us. We brought in 2 other women that had run retreats for 20 plus years. They took us on sacred land tours, really helped us. I brought in yoga teachers. Pam did some yoga. I did my directing your destiny kind of manifesting work. So it was really, really powerful. But again, I didn't know what I was doing and I just went for it. And so here is the next retreat we're going to share with you about, which is Africa. And Val was here with me for this one. This was epic. Val, if you want to share with them a little bit about the give back that we did for this retreat, that would be amazing.
Yes, the Africa is so dear to my heart because I love animals and the elephants. And for this particular retreat, we chose the David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust. It's an organization that rescues and rehabilitates orphan elephants. And the David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust has saved over 300 baby elephants up to this date. And they embrace all measures that complement the conservation, preservation, and protection of wildlife. And the highlight of our retreat was all the participants went to visit the orphanage. We got to spend time with them, touch them, just feel the love that's given to them. So Africa, and Jen, I've been back to Kenya 2 more times after this trip.
Yes, I just went once with Val, and this was in Kenya.
In Kenya.
So this was amazing. And then Hannah and Val and I are in talks for 2024 for South Africa retreat. So that's in the works, guys. But it was just amazing. You know, in the mornings, we would go out on safari, like sunrise and sunset. And then during the day, when it was warmer, we would do some yoga and transformation. And we landed in Nairobi. We stayed at the Hemingway Hotel that was so beautiful and just kind of grounded everybody there. And then we went off. We had a tour company help us with this. There are certain countries that you really want to make sure the transportation is tight, that you know that this is being all well taken care of. So we had a tour company that was helping us. This was not a big money maker. This was a once in a lifetime type of retreat. And we were happy enough just to get to go for free. Because we were paying a tour operator, we were more focused on the safety of our clients than on making money. It was much more important to us that we paid out to a tour company to really make sure that everything flowed well. We stayed at 2 different camps. And then of course we had the whole day at the David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust to just spend the day with the elephants, and the bonding was unbelievable and amazing. So the next was Machu Picchu. I'm sure this is on a lot of people's bucket list. And yep, this was a dream to get to go to this retreat. Val, if you want to share a little bit about the awesome give back that we did at Machu Picchu.
Yeah, so in Machu Picchu, we raised money for Matt Damon's water.org. And the water.org's mission is to bring clean water and sanitation to the world. And having access to clean water will protect and save lives. So as you can see, we visited a village, and there were a lot of children that welcomed us with flowers. We got to meet them. They did presentations for us. In Machu Picchu, we also did some ceremonials. But it's really one of those bucket list destinations. I remember setting my intention right there, saying, this is what I want to do. I want to travel the world doing retreats and bringing goodness to the world. And here we are. It came true. I was like,
and it was funny because at this retreat center, it's called Wilkatika. Highly recommend. It's beautiful. This woman named Carol owns it. So this top shot of us in the garden, there were 7 gardens on that property. Each garden was its own chakra. So this was the heart chakra garden, and there was lots of rose quartz in it. It was so beautiful. And I laid in this garden in April of 2014. I will never forget it. We wrote our intentions out, and I laid there for an hour manifesting Seb. And I even have an intention card stamped with the Machu Picchu stamp. And it said, I feel overjoyed that I am now in a conscious, healthy relationship. And I met him November 2014, 6 short months later. And it was just such an amazing trip. Such a beautiful venue, absolutely gorgeous, this place. It was in the Sacred Valley. So when you go to Machu Picchu, you first fly in to, Caruso? No, what is it? Anybody know the
Cusco.
capital? What is it?
We flew into Cusco and
Cusco.
Lima first, then Cusco.
And then Cusco. So Cusco's elevation is like 14,000 feet above sea level. So leading up to the retreat, I was really doing a lot of cleansing. I was not eating meat, no alcohol. And for some ridiculously stupid reason, I decided the night that we were going to land that I was going to have all of these things at a high elevation. Cut to, I think that was the only time I got sick on retreat. I was in my room. Thank God I had a room to myself. Everything was, I'm not even going to go there. It was so bad. I got so sick, oxygen tank, the whole nine. But then the next morning I was fine. So word to the wise, if you go there, you can really get, what is that called when you get
elevation sickness? Because I got it when I got there.
Elevation sickness, but there is that you can have cacao leaves, right? Cacao.
Oh, altitude. Yes, that's it.
Altitude sickness. Yeah. So something to watch out for. And then the next day I was fine.
You're fine.
We went to Machu Picchu, to the Sacred Valley, and then we stayed there, and it was just amazing. You know, that has to also be a tour operator. That's not something you're just going to go, all right, guys, let's go to Machu Picchu. Like, there's a lot of planning involved with that and getting the transportation. And it's just, that's another one that I would highly, highly recommend, having a tour operator take you around. Bali. So I've been to Bali 3 times, co-leading with Val once, and then twice with Pamela. How many, have you been there more than once?
I've been there 3 times.
Oh, you've been there 3 times too. Because you were on the retreats and then you were leading.
Back-to-back retreats, yeah.
That's right, back-to-back retreats we did. So Bali is a big bucket list for people. We didn't do a give back in Bali because, you know, again, if we have 1 year and we're doing back-to-back retreats, we can't really have that expectation that everybody, you know, for every single retreat is going to be raising funds. So we like to do 1 a year. One really big give back retreat a year. And then the other ones, you know, you can do a day of service or something like this, but to do fundraising, you don't want to do more than 1 a year. We stayed in Ubud and Seminyak. And here's some pictures from some of the retreats from our opening ceremony at the water temples. But sacred ceremony is a huge part of going to Bali. And we always begin with one and end with one. Val, if you want to share a little bit about the opening ceremony.
Yeah, so the opening ceremony is a way to welcome everyone, because it's for some participants, it's the first time they're meeting, and others have been with us on many retreats. But it's always good to open up with the opening ceremony, clear everything that you want to let go of, and come back and start the retreat fresh. And over here, in this retreat, we had about 22 people, and we did the Balinese purification ceremony. And to the Balinese, water is believed to be one of the forces of life. And part of the tradition consists of purification, welcoming of the good spirits, and cleansing the body and soul. So I'm in one of those pictures in the back. I'm like, cleanse, purify. But it's so good. It feels so good. The water, it's pretty cold, that you feel so fresh after coming out.
Yeah. And they'll usually have a Balinese priest there. You can, you know, get that with your tour. And, you know, that water that's coming out of the spout, you first put it on your third eye, you can put it on your heart chakra, and just let everything go. And it's always so good to do a letting go ceremony, like Val said, in the beginning of the retreat. And Bali, because we've been there so many times, and also our other partner, Pamela Jones, had been there so many times. We didn't get a tour company. We know what we're doing when we're in Bali. It's very safe. We have people that we use for transportation. So we have great transportation there, but we're curating the Bali retreats all on our own. And it's very inexpensive to not travel there, but once you're there, it's very inexpensive. So you actually could make quite a bit of money on a retreat to Bali, way more than, your kind of price margining with something like Machu Picchu or Africa is going to be very small. When you're going to Bali or Thailand, now you have way more room to actually make some profit.
Yeah, plus they give you group discounts too. So it's cheaper, traveling in a group when you're organizing it than if you were to go on your own.
Correct. Yes. And then we always close with an Agni fire ceremony. So you take the rice and you throw it into the fire, letting go of what you don't want and then manifesting what you do want. And the things that have been manifested on these retreats, OMG. So it's definitely works. It's so powerful. And it's such an amazing way to close the Balinese retreats. India. This was one of my favorites. Like, wow, the connection, like the sisterhood that got created in a retreat, like the friends that are still, all of them, like so many people are still friends, like the today type of thing. But there was a really big connection on this retreat. And I really think it had to do with the give back work that we did. So Val, if you want to share about the give
India,
back.
amazing India. And we went to Kerala. And we partnered with an NGO that empowers women so that they can become self-sufficient. And we met with the 17 women, got to hear their vision, what future they wanted, their stories. And what we did was we raised money so that they could buy really good sewing machines and have their own business. So this is us with the women at the very bottom. We're all together because we spent a day with them. And it's just amazing. And one of the founders, the founder of Lux, who's on the upper right-hand picture, her name is Pamela Jones. She actually went on and worked with the women, with our partner Liza, and they designed bags. So what's good is women now can start being self-sufficient, have their own business, and just grow the community to empower women.
Yes, it was amazing. Also, when we first met the women, it was almost like there was like 17 of us and 17 of them. It was something really interesting. And we all sat there. They were here, we were there. And what we did, the first thing, all of us, was so cute. We all took out our phones, the Indian women and the American women, and we all just took pictures of each other. We were giggling and laughing, and it was just amazing. But of course, we researched this ahead of time. We made sure that the NGO was actually going to be giving the money and the sewing machines to the women. We vetted the whole thing. And just meeting with them and having the translator there and having the day with them was so life-changing. It was so beautiful. Costa Rica. So, wow. How many times have you been to Costa Rica, Val?
A lot. I don't remember anymore.
Yeah. I think I've run 7 different retreats to Costa Rica, including the latest ones at Imaloa.
Yeah, because Costa Rica, it's close, it's accessible. They're used to people coming there, and there are so many things to do. Yes. Or not to, so.
Yes, it's just beautiful. And, I remember before I went, people like Costa Rica, I was like, yeah, whatever. What I was like, I was like, oh, I get it. They're the only country that doesn't have an army, doesn't have a military. Like, there's so much peace. There's so much love there. It's unbelievable. I absolutely love Costa Rica. So I pulled from our last trip. Here was Imaloa. we were there. This is up at the top where the pool is. There's Esgy. We took a beautiful boat ride. This picture over here was the year before. Val was there on the swing chair. And then this year we all did an opening ceremony again in the water, but first we covered with mud. And then we did a fallback right into the waterfall, just letting go of what no longer served us. And it was so much fun. I absolutely love Imaloa. And here's some of the beautiful food, the waterfall. Val and I last year taught how to run retreat on retreat. And the venue is just absolutely stunning. Yes, you did. You yelled, "I trust myself." Yes, some of you guys were there with us. And of course, this is going to be our grand prize today. So stick around. We're almost at the end of our beautiful day. We'll probably end earlier than 5 o'clock, which is nice because then we can just have the rest of our evenings. But Thailand was another great revenue because there's lots of room. It's not very expensive in Thailand. Were you going to say something, Valerie?
Oh, I was just going to say too, one tip for any health coaches, nutrition coaches, if you're running a retreat, you can call it a wellness retreat. Exactly. So that's what we did too at Thailand. We're like, let's do a wellness retreat.
Yeah, just a wellness retreat. And, you know, almost it's like Sacred Sedona, Finding Purpose in the Philippines, Serenity in Santorini. We would always name them fun things, but you know, we're going to talk in a little bit about all different themes that you can do, but I love that, like easy peasy, just a wellness retreat. Yeah. So here's Thailand. We got to stay at Panacea, which was 3 villas, all had the illusion pools overlooking the water in Koh Samui. We had one night in Bangkok where we stayed at the top of that hotel that you see in the movie, The Hangover, which was so much fun. And again, very inexpensive in Thailand. So it's a great place to create some revenue. And of course, we did beautiful sacred ceremony. That's myself, Val. We were doing ceremony with these beautiful priests. They blessed our mala beads. We went on boat rides. It was absolutely epic. But this was our best retreat that Val and I did together. And Val, this was your baby. Val had been saying to me for years, Jen, we got to go to the Philippines. And finally I said, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. It's time is right. So Val, why don't you tell them all about this unbelievable adventure that we went to in your home country?
Yes, it's always been my dream to go back to the Philippines and do a retreat. And I've been saying, Jen, let's go, let's go. Finally, she said, yes. I was so excited. And if you see that picture, we stayed there on those
rooms. That was where we stayed, guys, on the stilts.
And it had steps right to the water. I mean, you woke up and you can go straight into the water. So we stayed in 2 different places. So that's in Palawan. But most of all, I wanted to bring mindfulness and meditation to kids. And I remember in Africa, we did our intention and I said, 1 year from now, I'm going to bring meditation to the Philippines. And I don't know, I just said it. And then 1 year later, here we are. So this is me and Jen teaching the meditation techniques from the Clarity Catalyst program.
And what we did was we actually taught everybody on the retreat. This was kind of more before I was training a lot of trainers. This was when I was working mostly with seekers. And so I trained the seekers to deliver a 45-minute mindfulness program, kind of based off week 3 Clarity Catalyst Be Here Now. So they all were trained to deliver 1 class. And then I think there were 13 of us and there were like 13 grades. So we got everything from like kindergarten up to the 12th grade. Everybody was assigned their own classroom. And here, hold on, this was like my highlight. There I am in the midst of all these awesome kids teaching
300 kids.
How many kids were there?
300.
300. And then we each got our own classroom and we taught them about the voice of judgment and different mindfulness techniques. But the show, tell them about the show they put on for us. I was like,
this was a surprise because they kept texting me. They're like, what time are you coming? What time are you coming? And we were on the way. We didn't know there was a band. The students were there, welcomed us with a band. And then they did this whole cultural show for us, unexpected.
yes. It said, welcome here, Creative Insight Journey. That's what we used to call Clarity Catalyst. And we all sat there and I just cried. I was crying the whole time. I was so moved. And there, oh my God, it was so incredible. So incredible.
Yes.
There we are. This was at the second place we went to. So then we left. We'll tell them where we are with your family and then
First, we stayed in Manila, which is more of the city. We stayed at the place called The Farm. It's just a rejuvenation wellness center. We also had lunch in my hometown called Pila Laguna, and that's where I contacted 2 schools that were open to meditation because it was very new there. Like they never meditated their first time.
Yeah, it's kind of different from Bali. That's more Buddhist based. It's more Catholic based in the Philippines.
Yes, and I was so like, well, at first I wasn't sure how they would take it, me coming in and bring a group to teach meditation, but they were so open. And that's how we got to the Philippines. So first place in Manila. Second place, we got on a plane, a little plane, and we went to an island called Palawan. And there we just total wellness, relaxation, sunset cruise.
Margaritas.
Everything.
Like hard work. Like we went in, we did all the work with the kids and did the sightseeing. And then we got on this private plane and we land in this like heaven on earth. And then it was like we were on vacation. That's how it felt like. We went in, we did the work, we did all this good stuff. We were studying our lines and did the stuff with the kids. And then we went and partied like it was 1999.
Ended with a private dinner at the beach.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Absolutely beautiful. It was so rewarding. We got to go back, Val.
Yes, who's in? Who wants to go with us? Philippines.
All right. So let's teach you guys a little bit about the do's and the don'ts of running retreats. Val, are you kicking it off or not?
Yep, I'm going to kick it off with the do's of running a retreat. Do partner up with others who have a larger following than you. Okay. Do book a retreat center that gives free room and board to both leaders. Do make sure you can cancel within 60 days and give back rooms, because if you don't fill it, you don't want to be stuck being responsible for those rooms. And do choose a bucket list type of destination. And you can do that too by asking, like, where do you guys want to go? Take a poll.
Yes. And psychologically, they say if somebody is part of the choosing, they're more apt to do it. So a fun thing that we do in the retreat catalyst, we have our students put out there the 3 places that they want to go and just say, vote, where should my retreat be to? Should it be Bali, Sedona, or Africa? And whoever says the most answers say, okay. And then you can contact them. Hey, I know you wanted to go to Bali. Guess what? We're going. And they'll be more apt to go because they were part of that vetting process. Make sure that you can cancel within 60 days and give back rooms. Well, I've definitely learned this the hard way, and it's a very scary thing. So you want to make sure if you don't fill all the rooms up, you're going to be able to cancel some of those rooms so you're not left holding the bag. A lot of retreat centers like Imaloa, if you book at least, I don't know if it's 18 people, but a lot of places, if you book at least 10 people in your group, they will give you and your assistant or you and your co-leader a free room and board, which takes out the cost, which could come from the cost of your profits, has to pay for you and your partner to go on the retreat. So it's really nice when they comp that for you. I mean, think about it. You're bringing them business. There's no reason why they shouldn't comp you the room. Does that always work with regular hotels? It's a little harder to negotiate, but when you negotiate, you can just say, well, I'm on the other line talking to the Hyatt and they're willing to waive the fee for one of the rooms. What can you do? They're not going to check. Don't worry about it. You got to work the deal. Work the deal. All right. So the don'ts of running the retreat. Do not put a retreat out there to fill less than 6 months for a departure. People need time. People need time. Now, don't do what I do what I say, because I can fill up a retreat in about 48 hours. And so sometimes they go, okay, everybody, we're going next week. They're like, okay, we're in. But if you're new at this, you want to have ample time to sell the retreat. And a lot of times people need to get the finances together, take off time from work, figure out where they're going to get childcare. So you want to give yourself a little bit of a runway. Also, just like I said, the Sedona retreat, the very first retreat I did, half of the people there, I gave them it at cost so that they could be like my pilot. Some people though paid full price, but others were cost. This way, I was asking them to post on social media to tell their friends and family, and then we were able to fill up our next retreat. I've done Sacred Sedona at the Enchantment Resort actually 7 times now since 2011. Do not overbook the days with too many activities. Now, sometimes this works, but if you're going to go on a wellness retreat, people are there to relax, right, Val?
Yes, relax.
It says relax. And we need to just honor where people are. If you book them back to back, that's life. Now, that being said, when you are in certain destinations, you want to be seeing sights. You don't want to stay in a retreat place when you've never been to Bali or something. You're going to want to see the sights there. So just kind of figure out how maybe having a morning program and then downtime, the next day morning program, excursion, the next day morning program, downtime, like every other day. And during downtime, if people want to go off on their own and seek out stuff, that's not a problem. But you don't want to make it where they feel stressed out during their retreat. This is called the retreat for a reason. And then number 4 is really number 1. Do not go without insurance for you and your travelers. The last thing you want is, God forbid, knock on wood, something happens and, one, they can't go on the retreat. So now they can't get their money back, and that stinks. So they now have retreat insurance that is right to cancel for any reason. Since COVID, this is a new type of policy. Before, you got to show all this proof and why you're canceling. Now it's without any reason you can cancel. And it's only like $150 for the stuff. And then it covers your medical. It covers anything that could happen on the retreat, or if you have to cancel the retreat, then the insurance company gives you back your money, because as a retreat leader, we will have paid everything. We can't get our money back after 60 days many times. So then you feel terrible when somebody has to cancel. But the first thing our assistant Jessica says immediately is, get your insurance. Here's the link. Now, if people don't do that, that is not my problem, but we tell them immediately to get insurance. You also can get event insurance to cover you. Plus, you should have an LLC that nobody can go after you ever personally, and really just make sure you have all of your ducks in a row with that.
Planning. So when planning to countries like Peru, India, Africa, definitely work with tour companies just for your safety. And yeah, highly recommended. I would still, if I were to go back to Africa, I would still definitely go with a tour company. When going to places like Europe, US, Costa Rica, you can plan on it all yourself. It's very user friendly to go to those places.
Yes.
And think about travel time. So if it's a 4 to 5 day retreat, do not pick a destination that is 5.5 hours from the airport. I know Philippines is from San Francisco. It's about a 15-hour flight. So just think when people get there, you need time. Like you need a day just to decompress and then a day to get ready for travel. And research all excursions and then pick 2 to include during the trip. And create an itinerary that flows. Mornings are good for program, lunch, then afternoon rest or excursions.
And then content, here we are in Bali. This was at the farm, I think, right?
That is Bali in
Oh,
Alila.
Alila. That's right. Okay. So for content, it's great to choose the theme for the retreat. We were talking about it could be a wellness retreat, a relationship, or detox, a manifesting, a goal setting. You know, I now run retreats for people to do writers retreats and, you know, how to run retreat on retreats. So really the sky's the limit. It's just about what your clients want, what you're interested in. If you're there for a 5-night retreat, you want to build every day that you're going to teach an hour and a half of content. Now, of course, you can bring in yoga teachers, breath work, sound bowl healers, all sorts of really nice stuff to make the healing part of the retreat. But if you're going to be teaching kind of the transformational content, have about an hour and a half a day. And then just create interactive workshops, have handouts, worksheets, put people in, dyads to share what they're getting, and do different creative arts for takeaways. Tell them about the painting we did. That was really fun. Wow.
Yeah, we invited an artist and so me and my friend Manny, who's the artist, we brought the materials, paint, paper. So we brought it, and Alila, the place we stayed at, set up this beautiful room so that he could teach us how to paint. I mean, I haven't painted since I was a kid, and it just brought back such good memories and creativity. And it was one of the highlights of this retreat.
Yeah, it was amazing. And I painted something that looked good, and then he just came and he took my hands, and then he was like, and it was like gorgeous. I have it framed. Of course, it's in storage right now, but we got to get your paintings from Manny too.
I know, I need my painting. Yeah.
All right, and be prepared, and of course, practice before you go. If you're getting people all there, I don't think you should be so in your notes. You want to look like an expert. People are paying very good money to be here with you. You should know your stuff and be ready to rock on retreat. Okay. Give back model.
Wow. So choose a cause that touches, moves, and inspires you and many to help. It could be working with kids, with adults, with women, with animals, nature, environment. So whatever is near and dear to your heart, just go ahead and make it happen. You can, because it's your retreat. Contact. So contact a place you can raise funds or do a give back day of service. Because as you can see, it's not always we raise funds on retreats. We also do, I've done a retreat where we did tree planting in Costa Rica. So you could also do a day of service. If you are going to do a fundraising, create a page, GoFundMe. You can do a GoFundMe and each participant can raise money for your cause. And lead 3 fundraising events to raise additional money and set up. So set up a day to meet with the people. That way you can call it include a day of service in your retreat. People really love going to places where they feel that they can give back and be connected. So that's such a good way.
Yeah, so many people want to make a difference and give back, but they don't know how. And so it's nice when you provide that. And then, of course, so many people want to go to Bali and Santorini and Tuscany and Machu Picchu, and they just feel a little nervous, like going on their own, and their friends aren't really interested in going. So you providing this and providing a group, a lot of our clients are solo travelers. when our clients come on their retreats, now they know each other because they keep coming back. But a lot of times they come, they have no idea who's on the retreat. It's a lot of solo travelers because their friends and family aren't interested in doing it. So you're really providing this, way for them to have meaning in their lives, to meet people, to travel with a group, to have everything curated and taking care of them. Because sometimes it's a little like, oh my gosh, I'm going to this place. I'm a little worried. This is a little scary for me, but knowing that you're in good hands and going with a group, it's a really great thing to do.
Yeah, Kenya sold out in 24 hours, like really fast.
Yes.
Repeat clients too, and new clients. So it was so
Thailand did too. Dona. I mean, now at these times, our retreats sell out before. A lot of times I don't even market my retreats anymore. They're just the people who've been on retreat. I give it to first dibs, and it sells out just like that. So that's what happens when you have a retreat business. You don't have to market anymore. People know that they're going to go, they're going to have a life-changing trip. So, and then they say, hey, I'm going to bring my friends or my partner or my family member. And so after the first few times, if you nail it, there's not a lot of marketing that you need to do, but you got to nail it. All right. Val, you want to talk about the marketing?
Yeah, marketing. So this is a business based on relationships and repeat clients. Like for the retreats Jen and I have, mostly repeat clients and new clients. So it's so good because not everyone can make it like at every retreat.
Right.
And your first retreat, you may have to give away a few spots at cost, which is really good because that when you do that, then you can have collateral, you can take pictures, you can get testimonials, so it's good to give it away at cost. Create a compelling video while you are there with testimonials. I mean, you're already there. Go ahead and keep doing it. And book the same retreat 6 months later and market with video testimonials, photos of all of you having a blast, showing the beauty of where you are, and you do it to create excitement. Create a referral program, and maybe Jen, you can talk more about the referral program, and create a social media plan and execute with consistency.
So a referral plan, is great that like when you're going back to your retreat participants that have been on your retreats again and again, you can just say, if anybody that you bring, I'll give you $100 off or $200 off of your ticket for anybody that you bring on the retreat with you. And that could really just help you fill the retreat. So somebody that, I'm doing 5 retreats this year. All right, guys, who is ready for the next Shine Your Light Prize? This is the last one before the final Costa Rica retreat prize. And of course, we're going to be giving away the retreat catalyst.
Yay!
So this is a $1,500 value. I saw somebody ask if there's any certifications. There are actually 2 certifications that you get during this course. You will be held accountable for building, booking, planning, and marketing your very first retreat. You will get access to templates, itineraries, welcome letters, contracts, and packing list. You will become certified in Directing Your Destiny, a 4-day manifestation course, so that you can have compelling content to deliver on the retreat. You will also become certified in a 4-week follow-up action catalyst course so that you can continue to monetize after the retreat. And you will learn how to open, close retreats, sacred ceremony ideas, and other meaningful activities that make your retreats memorable and your clients excited to come back for more. You will be ready to launch your first 10-person sold-out retreat. If you charge $1,000 upcharge per person, you will be able to create $10,000 in revenue. And then you might want to have, like I did, I had a 17-person retreat the first time. 7 people got it at cost, 10 people, we were able to make $1,000 per person. Now, I did that with a partner. So you will create the 10,000 in revenue if you do it all by yourself. But if you partner with somebody, that would be 5,000 and 5,000. And that is 100% doable. Many of our clients have done that plenty of times. All righty. So, oh, that's the wrong thing. Oopsie. Well, I think you got enough testimonials from Val. I put the wrong testimonials in here. I think you guys get it at this point. All right. So here's the question. What was the name of the place we gave back to in Africa? What was the organization that we gave back to in Africa? This is a hard one, guys. Let's see. I'm like way far.
So the name of the
Name of it. Okay, hold on. I knew this is going to be the hardest one.
So
Oh, Rachel got it. David Sheldrick.
Amazing. So before we go into our grand prize winner, which is a $3,500 5-night, 6-day retreat to Costa Rica, I want to share with you a little bit more about the Shine Your Light Academy. Know that we're going to be sending you this PDF for you to take time to look over details and dates and costs and all of that. And if you're listening to the recording, this will be on the page with all of the recordings. But basically, the Shine Your Light Academy is an opportunity to work side by side with myself and Joe, Val, Bobby, Ezgi, this amazing team of experts, coaches. We are all committed to making a positive impact in the world. And for you, we're here to hold you accountable, to help you with your strengths and your weaknesses, and just help you level up your business and grow your platforms. So, of course, we have the Speakers Academy with Joe and I, the Book Catalyst, that's with me, the Retreat Catalyst with Valerie and I, the Podcast Catalyst with me, and the Social Media Catalyst with me. And of course, you could take time to read over all that's involved in these amazing programs in the PDF. They're each valued at $1,500. And what we're doing for everybody that has participated in the summit, whether you are here today with us live or you're joining us for the recording this week, when you sign up for 3 or more programs in the Academy by Friday, January 26th, you'll get an additional $500 discount off each course. So basically, if you get 3, 1 is free. You get 5, 2 is free. That's kind of how it breaks down. But the bonuses are amazing. You also will get, if you sign up this week, the Diva Fit program with Ezgi Endem. It's an 8-week program where if you're ready to release weight or just love dance fitness or want to be a part of an amazing sisterhood, you're going to love this. You could take it anytime during 2023. She does it rolling every 8 weeks. Or you can, and in addition to, another bonus is with Joe Engelson, Rewired for Peace. This is based off of her GT trainings. So transformational, so good. If you have any self-doubt, fear, imposter syndrome, this just clears that out for you. And again, she does this rolling throughout 2023. Take it whenever works for you. We'll also have bonus 3 is 4 batching days with me. So every quarter during the 2023 Shine Your Light Academy, we will meet together one Saturday every quarter to batch content, which I love to do this personally because we all hold each other accountable to writing our blogs, doing our newsletters, social media posts, videos, whatever it is that you need to batch. We're going to do that together. And then my favorite VIP coaching session with Brandy expert Bobby Miga. So if you join the summit, you're going to get to have a VIP session with Bobby to really look how you can bring forth your creativity in such a way that is so authentic and different to you. He's going to do a brand audit, look at all of your branding, your marketing, what you've done so far, brainstorm with you ideas of what you can do in the future from a really artistic lens, a very different lens. So it's something that's going to help you stand out in a sea of coaches. And of course, there'll be payment plans available. So if you just took one program, it's $1,500. But if you do the bundle, if you do 3, you'll get a $1,500 discount. If you do 4 of the courses, you'll get a $2,000 discount. If you do 5 of the courses, you'll get a $2,500 discount. Payment plans are available as well if you need that. Here are all the dates. Again, you're going to have access to this PDF, so take your time, check your schedules, but basically they're on Wednesdays, either during the day or in the evenings. We kind of alternate them. And then there's a link to book a call with us so that we can just see what it is. How can we serve you? How can we help you take your business, your platform, your books, your TED Talks, your speaking, your retreats, your social media, your branding to the next level? All righty. So here we go. We're here for the grand prize, Costa Rica. Everybody get your fingers ready. Brrrah. Okay, here is the question. The question is, where in Costa Rica is the retreat going to be held? What city? Boop. All right, let's see. April Muller. Woo! Congratulations. Yay, April, you rock. Woohoo! All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We had an amazing day. We hope you enjoyed it. Can't wait to see you guys. Hope to see you all in the Shine Your Light Academy. Love you. Bye, everybody. You're welcome. You're welcome. Love you guys. Bye.